So, tell me about another portrayal of your character apart from the one that you used.
So, on the website I've got two images. So we've got Van Helsing's Dracula and the more classic Bram Stoker novel Dracula. Van Helsing's Dracula was is a very, very stylized incarnation of character, as opposed to the sort of, pulled straight from the novel Van Helsing of the Bram Stoker's Dracula novel. Yeah.
So were there similarities between those two characters in those portrayals?
There are similarities. At a stretch, there are similarities. There are personality correlations. They both kind of have a problem with the blind pursuit of Dracula, except the Hugh Jackman version, that's sort of all he is, really. Like, I am going to get this person, there is nothing that's going to stop me. Van Helsing from the Bram Stoker novel is there's more substance to him in terms of character. You see other emotions with him.
Such as?
So he can be quite cheerful at times, playful when he pulls a trick on people. There's a bit where he goes behind a rock and then comes out behind from somewhere else, and that says to me that he's willing to just completely bamboozle people just to prove a point.
And was that part of your preference for choosing the character?
Yeah,
that was
because the play itself was more of the Bram Stoker Dracula. In Hugh Jackman's incarnation, it's just far too stylized. You take that incarnation and put it into any other Dracula, it just looks out of place. It only suits that area because.
All right. Could you just explain what you say when you say it's stylized? Just explain to me what that means.
Well, it's the clothing. It's all dark leather, big hats, rapid fire crossbow with a revolving cylinder. The world. I feel when they created the film, the world was built around so they made the character, and then they made a world for that character where it makes sense for them to be, as opposed to the Van Helsing in Bram Stoker's, which was our world, and these characters were put into it, so they had to be shaped to make it to fit our world.
So how was it useful to you as an actor to know about both representations of the character and make those choices? What was useful to you?
Well, it was really just a case. The problem, Hugh Jackman was, like I said, his incarnation is too stylized. So it was really just a case of, do we want to do this? No, move it along. The classic Bram Stoker. Let's open that up and see what we can do with it. Mine was like their boxes or something.
Did you draw anything at all from the Hugh Jackman version, or did you just?
There's not much substance, at least not from what I could tell from the short snippets I got from the film, is that he's quite serious, very dark. It was quite, so you could kind of there wasn't, I think I could have showed more. I think part of the problem was my limited role in the performance. I couldn't show much. There very little I could show was just sort of, I am explaining, now I'm leaving. Yeah, there wasn't too much I could. I think it all just comes down to limited time and just limited time, really.
Was there a similarity between what was the thing that they had in common, do you think, in terms of?
It was definitely
of their emotional portrayal, or
other than the name, it was just they just drive to, we are going to get this Dracula. Well, not we, but I am.
And is that something that influenced you in your portrayal of Van Helsing? Did you have that in the back of your mind?
Yeah, it was like, I've got to get this Dracula fellow because he's done some bad stuff as a mortal man. Now that he's immortal, God knows what he could do, because yada yada, he's powerful and stuff. So, yeah.
Okay.